All right, and take one, scene one.
Etana!
We made it, baby.
Welcome all the way from New Haven to New York. Here we are.
Here we are.
Welcome. This is my first interview in the studio. I'm so happy to have you.
I'm honestly honored. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
That's a big deal because this studio is going to see some things, I feel. We're only getting started.
You are an angel. You are an angel here to indoctrinate this. On this theme today that's really, really near and dear to my heart, which is hunger, because this has been a major theme for my creative process here.
I mean, you have a big show coming up.
I have a big show coming up, and I know that you are also a hungry girl. A hungry girl. You've always been a hungry girl, especially during our time in cross country, even extra hungry.
Yeah, which was now how many years ago? Do we want to age ourselves?
Yeah. Yeah. So I want to do math more than I want to hide my age.
Anyways.
It's about, let's just say, 10 plus or minus 4 years. Yeah. So you've continued to run.
A little bit, yeah.
You've continued to run, which has led you to the project that you're here today to talk about.
Absolutely.
A good run. And I actually wanted to start off the interview by just asking you, do you really like running?
Honestly, that is a great question. As someone that was part of the origin story of me running, that's a great question. I feel like, just like anyone else, there's things that you're good at, and then there's things that you literally love. And I feel like running is one of those things that's like, I'm good at it, and it's good for me. So I love that, right? I love that aspect of it. But sometimes I don't want to get out of bed. Like, I don't want to go for a run. Like, it's a lot. But I think ultimately my relationship with running has been a really beautiful thing. And I really attribute kind of always being able to go back to it when I need it. It's always there for me, And that's something, I mean, your ability to move in your body is always going to be there for you. So whatever way you choose to do it, I choose running, and it's been good.
What does it do for you besides just the activity of moving your body?
I mean, I'm so funny, right? Because I feel like I still really look at it as like a sport. It's like I'm trying to optimize, and I'm trying to keep my gait long and my chest out and make sure that my posture is good, and am I fueling and am I hydrating? Like, I'm always thinking about all those things. It's so funny, like I have a really good friend in London, and she's a runner too, and she's like, running like helps me clear my mind and like helps me process like what I'm going through in life. And I'm like, I'm just like hauling, like trying to let out all of the energy that I have, and it's good for me. And at the end of the run, I definitely feel like I have clarity and have blown off some steam. But during the run, I'm not thinking about anything but the run.
Yeah, and like making each step happen.
Yeah, like, is this the pace that I want to go today? Am I going too fast? Am I going too slow? Like, is my body, like, checking in with my body, just trying to really create that mind-body connection in, like, an athletic sense is, like, so much more important to me than, like, I don't know, clearing my head. If I want to clear my head, I'm usually going for a walk. Like, I want something low impact, something relaxing. A run is not that for me,
No, I mean, we met cross country, high school cross country, where it was the last thing that you wanted to do after grinding all day in classes and before grinding all night on homework was grinding for 2 hours running.
I mean, those are some of the hardest workouts in my life. Like,
yeah,
to the point where I was like, there would be days where I feel like I don't know how I'm going to do it.
No. And what the freak does it mean that to this day, both of us still run?
Right. We run really differently now
yeah,
than we used
totally.
I mean, and I think, like, long distance running is really different than what we were doing, which was, like, a 5K is a longer distance, in general, but it's not necessarily, like, a marathon, right? It's still somewhat approachable as you're getting started, and I think the longer you go, the more you slow it down, and it becomes a little bit more of like a process. And like the longer you I'll just redo that. The longer you go for a run, the you slow it down, and it really becomes something that's a little bit more of like a trance than like an actual like workout. Like, you really got to lock in to run by yourself for a couple hours.
Well, can you speak a little bit to that? Because I know this part of the beginning of this journey for this creative project was last November when you ran the New York Marathon to raise money for the Parkinson's Foundation, right? And also, bring awareness around this film that you're creating. So, how the heck did you do that?
Well, it's funny, right? So I ran a half marathon in 2022, and my mom was diagnosed with Parkinson's in 2014. So that was my freshman year of college. So it's like all these new things happening, and my mom's diagnosis. It was just like a lot to handle all at once. And I feel like I mostly just got through college by like denying that she was sick at all. But I think once I graduated, it was a little bit more pertinent. And then once the pandemic hit, I moved home to New Haven, and I haven't left since, just to like really focus on what she needs and being there for my family. But in 2022, I ran the half marathon with the Parkinson's Foundation, and raised a good amount, but was just really looking at it as an opportunity to turn my pain into something positive. But I think when I went to do the full marathon in 2024, it was something that I wanted to do different. Like I really wanted to share our story and the realities of this disease. I mean, my mom's been, struggling with this disease for 11 years, and I think seeing someone go from fully functioning and having their autonomy to being wheelchair bound and really unable to do much of anything by themselves, it takes a toll on you, and you kind of go through this grief process like again and again as her conditions worsen, and kind of being there with her through this journey. I wanted to like spotlight that and share her story. So I initially set out to just make this like a short, like 5-minute project that was just going to be part of fundraising for the marathon. And I was really super humbled to be able to raise over $10,000 for the Parkinson's Foundation last year. But I think, over the course of this year and working on it in collaboration with my mom, it's really turned into this larger thing. And so A Good Run is a community project that's really focused on people finding gratitude for their own health and the health of their loved ones. I think it's something that most of us take for granted, especially on the younger side of things. We just think, I'm gonna get out of bed tomorrow and like keep pushing just like I always do. And you never really realize like what can happen to you or the people that you care about in such a short notice. And I think, I cherish every day with my mom, under the current circumstances, but I long for a time where, we're both just like completely healthy and able to kind of do whatever we want to do. And so I think this community is really kind of encouraging people to seize the day, but more so just realizing you can have so much gratitude for just the simplest of movements of your body, and recognizing that your loved ones are also able to do the same.
Yeah, there's an interesting like tension or just like dichotomy that emerges from that, where you're so aware of like how grateful you are for the baseline faculties, and then that can bring it can bring like harm close, right? And it gives you actually drive. It gives you a sense of enoughness and gratitude and peace, and also like, well, I'm gonna do what I can while I'm here, like a hunger. Right?
Absolutely. I mean, I think like it really allows you to relook at life and realize, there's so much out there, and you really have to drive towards what you want. And I think this community satisfies a hunger not only for me, but it really puts purpose in my mom in a way that she doesn't have right now due to the struggles that she's had with PD. So it's super special, and I'm honored to be here. I think I can't imagine a better platform to kind of share this story with someone who I think really chases their hunger and is such an amazing example of just freaking going for it.
Thank you. Yeah, nom nom nom. Hungry girls unite. For real.
Love it.
For real.
Love it.
So you weren't always like oriented towards these sorts of creative projects. I know you had like a stint in the corporate world and like a little bit of a rethink, right? And you were there and you felt this sort of why everything's fine, but I somehow still feel very hungry.
Yeah.
Like, what were you hungry for?
Yeah, I mean, it's so funny because I think like the older I get, the more I feel like I have a creative mind. I just like to use it towards like less creative outputs. Like I'm not going to have like an art exhibit, but I'm able to think innovatively about social issues and philanthropy and different things that I spend time doing. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I feel like, you know, we went to a pretty intense school for high school, and you know, followed that into college, both of us respectively at our institutions. And I think, you know, you get used to this kind of like structure and competitiveness and intensity that that kind of followed me through to working in corporate and working in financial services. I've mostly spent my career in corporate philanthropy, which I think is a nice hybrid of you know, trying to allocate resources for communities in need. But ultimately, I think there's a part of me that's intensely creative and wants to focus on storytelling and, you know, think through community building in a creative sense. And you know, a lot of that was through the nonprofits that I got a chance to work with. But I think this personal experience has kind of pushed me and been that catalyst to be like, no, that's like not enough. Like, I have a story, we have an experience, we need to share this experience to hopefully help someone else that might be going through something similar.
Yeah, and that's what I love about the run that you're doing. It's like building a community. And for any listeners or viewers out there who are intimidated by the idea of a 5K, think of it as like 5 community. Like you're coming, and it's just the way that you have it structured is unique from what I've heard other 5Ks. So can you tell a little bit about what makes the 5K special?
Yeah, so a Good Run 5K is set up to be the 5K that regardless of where you're at, you can run or participate, walk, and find your community, find your win. Some people have a win of making it a half mile, you know, and that will be celebrated along the race. Some people might want a buddy, you know, for their first 5K, and we can partner you with someone that's done a run or is willing to help pace you and work with you. I think there's so many perks once you get to like longer distance runs, but there's a lot of infrastructure that can be put in place for a 5K to make it more accessible, to make it more enjoyable, and to really make it feel like a community initiative that you're not intimidated by and that anyone can be a part of. And so it's really important that we create some different structures and really in a kind of open-ended like infinite resources to help everyone cross the finish line or meet their goal. Even if your goal's a mile, 2 miles, you know, we want to be on that path or be the start where you eventually reach that full 5K.
Yes, because it's like accepting and embracing where your body's at.
Exactly, and just recognizing that you being able to take the first step is something to be super grateful for.
And so in the theme of hunger and running, I just want to know, since you are literally like one of a very few people who have run the New York City Marathon, what were some of your marathon snacks that were like go-tos?
Yeah, I honestly am like awful at fueling in my training runs, mostly because I don't like carrying anything with my run.
I understand.
I think like, you know, there's a lot of concepts of this free diving, free solo climbing. It's like there's something really special just having like what's on your person to like fuel your run. And so like a lot of my friends think I'm crazy because I'll just be like, oh, I think there's like a water fountain around here, or like, oh, like I'll just like hop into a store and like, crush a water bottle and then like keep going. You know, and again, I know my body, I know what I'm capable of, but obviously on the marathon it's important to fuel. So I had a ton of Huma packs, love Huma.
Okay.
And I had one every 30 minutes. So I'm carrying like 15 packs, and then by the end of the race you just kind of get less and less and less, and you're able to like, you know, dwindle it down. I think I had a lot of Gatorade and water, beforehand, a banana and a bagel, keep it real simple. But I actually was in New York, obviously, the night before, and we had a few of my friends got together, and I was so hungry, and I knew I was going to be really hungry the next day, so I ordered the like most amazing pasta and grilled chicken. It was so good, I still think about it. Like, shout out Uber Eats. Shout out Uber Eats.
Shout out Uber Eats. I mean, it really is a game changer. It really is a game changer and might be an addiction.
Yeah. And honestly, it was great because I got the most specific instructions. I was like, no sauce, salt and pepper only. I need it to be super plain because God forbid I have an accident on the race, that would be less than ideal.
That's the other side of being a hungry girl.
Yeah, that's the other side of being a hungry girl and being a runner. There's a lot going on.
It might be a cleanup duty episode coming up, maybe before the holidays. Well, anyone who is listening, who might, or viewing, who might be interested in the Good Run 5K, it's happening November 9th, 9 a.m. It's a Sunday.
Yep, Eastshore Park in New Haven. It's my childhood park. So it's where me and my mom used to go. I used to tear it up on those swings. So it's super special to us. It's right on the New Haven shoreline, so it's quite beautiful. It's all within the park, so you don't have to worry about running in the street or cars or anything like that. I think it's going to be an amazing day, and I can't wait for everyone to be there. And if you're hungry, there'll be plenty of stuff there. So
okay, all right, I'm there, baby.
All the hungry girls need to show up.
Hell yeah. Oh, well, thank you so much for coming on Emuse, Etana. You really are a muse, a source of inspiration for not just me, but so many people out there.
Love you.
Love you. Yay.
Okay, it's 4:15.